Aesthetic-driven cinema is almost a genre of its own. You know the type. Those films that grab you right in the visuals before they even hit you with the plot. Now, some people might call it style over substance, but we like to think of it as substance through style. It's a feast for the eyes, where meticulous design builds a world you can practically step into. Think about the sheer immersion of a film like 300. With its hyper-stylized, comic book perfect visuals, it totally makes you feel the heat, the blood, and the glory of Sparta through pure visual poetry. The entire film is set outdoors, but all of it was filmed on sound stages, with a whole lot of blue screens.
Remember this day, man, for it will be yours for all time!
It's not like, hurry up, the sun's setting, it's windy, it's really, it becomes exposed performance. But on the other hand, I think they relied a lot, just as you would on the stage, your reality is created by the other actor who's giving you the performance back. That's how I sort of felt, and I think that they did that.
Or consider the quiet, hazy dreams of 𝗖𝗶HI Coppola, where the atmosphere is the story. And let's not forget the symmetrical, candy-colored chaos of Wes Anderson, where every frame is a painting that demands to be stared at. But what, pray tell, is the value of all this? Why do we crave these visual experiences? Ukrainian director Roman Luby has an interesting take.
I think it's something also about how Ukrainians making films. Like, we're looking for the poetry, we're looking for some kind of mysticism, I would say. So we're trying to talk about something like behind the physical world, I guess. It's just something typical for Ukrainian cinema.
Regardless of where you were born, the search for visual poetry is a commendable endeavor in any case, especially in cinema. Films like these offer a different kind of escape. They rely on show, don't tell, using symbolism and color to communicate emotions that dialogue just can't reach. It's less about what happens next and more about how does this make me feel. Some critics might argue that if the plot is thin, the film is weak, but we'd suggest that the point in these movies is the journey itself, the emotional texture, the philosophical reflection, the sheer joy of seeing something beautiful. And it's certainly not easy either. Just ask 𝗖𝗽𝗁 who directed Crimson Peak back in 2015.
The visual design is very complicated, and the way you bury a lot of the story in the visual design is very complicated. The colors, you tell a story through the colors, the golden American period, the cool blue European period, the red that only is used with the ghosts and the clay and Lucille, and layering those layers of narrative in visuals, that's complicated. And then keeping the actors engaged, because the tone of a Gothic melodrama is very heightened, so the actors cannot be naturalistic. They need to be a little grander than that, and visually you need to be equally more operatic, so keeping the tone of all that is difficult.
And that's the magic, isn't it? The emotion you feel when watching films like The Neon Demon or Blade Runner 2049, to name a few visual works of art, is unique to you. One person sees a lack of story, another sees a masterpiece of mood. As long as we're not yucking on someone's yum, there's room for everyone in this visual feast. So whether you're here for the grandeur of Denis Villeneuve's sand dunes or the quiet intimacy of a Coppola sunset, remember, in aesthetic-driven cinema, the camera captures the world and creates it at the same time. Barry Ackroyd, cinematographer of countless blockbuster films, knows where to find the essence of his craft.
Finding a realization of what is it that makes a film, the directing, the acting, but no, it's really the cinematography. It's the imagery that makes a film different to every other form of art.
They say a picture is worth 1,000 words, and thanks to aesthetic-driven cinema, it's worth 1,000 feelings, too.